really excited today for a special episode of Roofer Reflections, and I have Ted here. So welcome, Ted.
Thanks for having us.
Give me your background a bit.
Came from working class, blue collar home. My dad was a crane operator, turned to mechanic. One day, fire chief in town asked him to fix one of the fire trucks. Father says, sure. So from the age of like 8, if you want a business, you have children, they help, right? So happy to do it, learned so much along the way. So went to trade school, and I excelled in my trade because I was so consumed by how fun it was for me. It was carpentry, construction management. And I've pretty much been doing that since.
You have a few businesses. I mean, you had the entrepreneurial family background. How easy was it for you to move into it?
Like I said earlier, like watching that education of all the things I didn't like, all the things I did like, using that complied with removal of fear of like, we should start a business. Oh, it's scary. Like to me, it was a normal progression. The adaptation of this and what we're doing right now makes it so much easier for almost anyone to begin a business. And I can't for the life of me figure out why, with all of this at our fingertips. I mean, these things right here, right? This makes it so easy and so rewarding on top of it, because now you get to meet people you would never normally converse with and spend time with, learn with. This has been phenomenal.
A lot of people try to start one business, but you're sitting with multiple businesses. How did that happen? How did it evolve? And what was the adversity?
I mean, mine are all tied together. They're all vertical integrations, right? So we have Roof Wolf, which plays really well with solar, right? So we started the solar thing, obviously my background. But with that, it just became super easy because it seemed like 1 out of every 7 solar installs we were doing, the houses need a roof. So that kind of gave me a little bit of an advantage. It also gave me a little bit of that, like, I can do it kind of attitude. So when I started to look at opening up a second business here, it was totally logical, right? Because we're already doing it. We're already up on the roofs. Why not give these folks a new roof? We're hoping, obviously COVID changed a lot of things and whatnot, but we're hoping to launch our plumbing division late this year, and that's going to be Aqua Wolf Plumbing.
Having all these things happening, I'm curious, how do you view leadership and your leadership style?
I have a partner. Taylor Bennett she's a partner of mine. She's great at everything I'm not, right? I know what I'm terrible at, and I definitely don't try to do anything that I'm I just bring in amazing people around me that understand the passion, know where we're going, see like the end goal where we're all trying to go here. And one of our interview questions here for our sales director here, he asks people in a very straight face, will you lie for me? And waits to see what you say, because if you're going to say yes, we don't want you.
When you asked, or your sales director asked that question, I mean, what percentage of what's the split?
The real answer, we have had a few people say it, they don't work here. So if somebody's willing to answer that question and lie to homeowners, they can go work at a competitor. What is it saying? Like water keeps a boat afloat, but it also sinks it if you allow it in.
Yeah, for sure. Now with all this going on, do you have time for other hobbies, or is just your work your hobby at this point?
I am work obsessed. People like to say, like, what's your work-life balance like? I am married to a super incredibly understanding woman. I have 4 children, and they thankfully are super incredibly amazing and understanding too.
Hit me a picture of where you see things going.
So for the industry, obviously batteries, right? Batteries are where this is all going, because I do believe that when you look at the numbers and how many people are going solar's great. And then the utility company is coming back with, okay, so we're going to say what's called time of use, which is during the day, your rate is X, during the night, your rate is Y. However, legislation is there to protect the citizens and the voters, saying, hey, look, so much of your power generation has to be bought and provided from those who went solar, the early adopters. So there are people today in this country who are getting power for their house from their neighbor and may not even know it. So where it's going is batteries, because I do believe every single install in whether it be 5 years or 10 years will either have to, as a mandate, be coupled with at least one battery, or the price compression will be so great that it'll just come down and just be normal for when people buy solar, they'll just be getting a battery too, because it will just make sense.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thanks for having us on today. I do appreciate it.